What's going on, guys? TKD123 back video, and as I was editing my last video, which you can see in the description below, that I will link below, it is a overview about how I am meeting Six God himself, Drake. Super excited about that. You can check that out in the description below. But as I was editing that video, Drake dropped the Views track list. And he said previously, I believe he said on Sunday night when he dropped the album artwork, that there would be 20 tracks on the album. And at first that really did scare me, right? 20 tracks seems like a lot. It's, obviously it's a pretty big, hefty, dense album. And I was, under the impression that they were not all going to be new, right? I thought that they would have tracks such as Heat of the Moment or Back to Back or Right Hand, those tracks that were released by themselves, in the past couple months that there hasn't been an album, so I just assumed that those tracks would make it onto the album. However, that is not the case in this one. Now, you guys know that I did not listen to One Dance or Pop Style, and those two are on the album. Those two are on Views. They are One Dance is track 12 and Pop Style is track 15. And track 20 is Hotline Bling, but that is a bonus track. It's just, a little throw on there just because, Hotline Bling, deserves, I feel like at least, it deserves a home in one of Drake's albums. But the rest are new. The rest are completely new. And I commend Drake for that. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you for not making 30% of your album tracks that we've already heard. I commend you for not throwing on tracks that were put out a year ago. Like, I was afraid that Days in the East was going to be in this album, and I would have been livid. I would have been super mad, but I was still, I still love that track. I still love the album, but I would have been really disappointed if he dropped that track on the album. But I commend Drake for giving us a album that is mostly new. I commend Drake for also, giving us a 20-track album. You know what I'm saying? He could have easily just done a 15-track or a 13-track, and we would have been completely happy with it, of course. But I commend Drake for putting this much new content into an album, and I first and foremost commend him for making the majority of the tracks new. And I definitely do not regret my decision on skipping out on One Dance and Pop Style and waiting for those to drop on the album. And that, I have 19 tracks that are brand new and fresh that I have never heard before. And that means that the reaction video will be long, but it will be worth it. So I believe that I'm going to be splitting down it into two parts. I believe I'm just gonna have to break that in half just because of the length of the album. But I believe I'll be splitting that into two parts, just based off of this album being so long and so full of content. But man, this is a great track list. The albums, the songs look incredible. Like, Keep the Family Close is track 1. Fire and Desire is track 18. Like, oh man, like, some of these tracks sound insane. Faithful, With You, Redemption, Weston Road Flows, Hype. Like, this is insane. Like, this track list sounds off the chain. It sounds incredible. So I am so hyped. I cannot wait for this finally to drop. And this weekend I'll be extremely busy working on that Views from the 6 reaction. And speaking of the title, by the way, I believe that it's no longer called Views from the 6. I believe it's just Views. He has touted just Views lately, and it's been a long time since he's called the album Views from the 6. So I believe the album is just called Views from now going forward, which is obviously that's fine with me. Views, it's something short. Views from the 6 is kind of a long title. You don't really want that, but Views sounds great. And so that's been the track list, and that's all I gotta say about it. Thank you, Drake, for making them all pretty much new, and I cannot wait for this album to drop on April 29th, 2016. So as always, in the description you can find my Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. You can follow me on there, and my coverage on Views from the 6, as well as if you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and be sure to look out for Views from the 6 content all over my channel. I'll be definitely having a lot of words to say on this album. And as always, I got you.